Startup with Poland, where we meet those who mould the Polish startup ecosystem. My name is Tessa McIver, and I'm your host. My guest today is Kasia Wódka, who's had a very varied professional background. She's worked as an investment analyst at a VC, at 2 acceleration programs as program manager, in the innovation department at Bank Pekao SA, and now currently manages the innovation development team at the Polish Development Fund, PFR. Additionally, Kasia is a business trainer at Warsaw University Incubator. And needless to say, she's had a massive exposure onto the startup ecosystem in Poland. So let's find out more. So welcome to the show, Kasia.
Welcome, Tessa. Thank you for the invitation.
Well, I'm delighted that you're here, and especially, first of all, really interested in your professional background, because you've had so many different roles, most of them within the startup ecosystem, but you've had so many different perspectives. You've worked as an investment analyst at a VC fund, at an accelerator, at a corporate, and currently you're at PFR, the Polish Development Fund. And I really want to find out, more about these roles and what different perspectives they've given you.
Yeah. And I also work for, I built startup for corporation in this pure venture building model. So I think that my experience is quite complex, and yes. It will be not so, I can tell it loud that for me, it gives me a lot of insights, a lot of information, how the startup ecosystem works, and how I can help people to build their own solution. So each of these roles helped me to understand better startups, their needs, their perspectives, their troubles, and what they need to develop. And it was amazing because I always meet people that are full of passion, that really believe in their product, in their solution, and they have a lot of great positive energy. And it also motivates me during my work, and I learn from this different perspective how these puzzles put in one background. So I think that as an investment analyst, I learned how VC fund work look like, how VC look for startups, why they make decision, why they don't make decision about investing in startups, and also about how startup connect to VC, how they communicate with them, and what is wrong with this, and how I can give them insights, what they should do, what they should show to VC to be more attractive for them. This is one perspective. And during Huge Think program, I was super happy to work with one of the biggest startups right now, like RAM program in Buildtech. They are a great product that started during my programs.
Wow.
Yeah, and for me it was huge motivation to show them how they can build the product faster and better. What was interesting that time, one of the biggest lessons I give them, it was about this, that they have to discuss with the customers. And this is something that startups even now forget to discuss with customers, to get feedback, to go to the market and to understand better what the potential client needs. And I remember also one thing from that time, that everybody knows the statistic that 1 of 10 startup only succeeds, the rest of them fail. And I remember the moment when we had one of our meetings during the acceleration program, and I discussed with them that, the statistic, perhaps your idea will fail, and you will have to figure out what to do with this, and what you can pivot your idea, and how you can build your startup in different way to be successful. And I remember that for them, when they hear that they can fail, it was something like, I don't know. They can't hear it. They can't hear it that maybe they will be not like this one successful startups. And in my opinion, it was something not good because they were not prepared for failure, and that means that they doesn't think about some metrics that will show them that the startup is not going well. And it was all about this to check not only the metrics that the business are going well, but also to have one point when they will make decision that if something will happen, then we make decision that we have to finish the idea, look for something else. And for startups, it was impossible to think in this way. And I hope that it will change. And right now, startups will also think about this moment when they will get a lot of information from the world that this idea doesn't have no perspective.
Yeah, so I suppose in summary you can say that the founders are so focused on the idea and so in love with their idea that they don't think about who's going, the other side, so the customer who's ultimately going to pay for this idea potentially, and just you cannot accept the fact that actually maybe nobody wants the idea and it's not so good after all. Yeah,
exactly. So it's waste of their time, their money, their energy, and they don't have like this one metric that will show them that this is a moment that they have to stop and figure out what next and make a next plan, and maybe not to close this idea, but maybe they have to pivot a lot.
No, absolutely. I was also, Kasia, really interested to find out that you're a business trainer at Warsaw University Incubator. So what actually do you do there? Who are you working with?
I'm working with students, and each year I prepare for them two types of workshops. One of them is about lean canvas. The second one is about how to get funding. So I teach students about these two business topics. But also I have my one class at the sociology, and I teach them how about the entrepreneurship, how to build startup. And for me, it's a great moment because I really like to teach. I really like this contact with students because they always have different idea. They are open-minded. They are still looking to do something and believe in themselves. And this is amazing. And I work with students from different part of university. I work with students from sociology, but also from math, from biology, chemistry. So I meet people from different background with different knowledge, but they all have this need that they want to do something more. And this is amazing. I really love to work with students.
Wonderful. So they're at a stage where they haven't yet founded any sort of startup. You are teaching them how, how they need to think if they want to indeed do so.
Exactly. Sometimes they have so great ideas and complex ideas that I'm impressed that they're students, but they have some ideas about biology, about some chemistry, and I don't understand exactly what they are doing because this is super specific. You need super specific knowledge to understand it, but I'm also always impressed that so young people see opportunity that they can do something more.
Well, I think it's fantastic that actually incubators like this exist because it's really helping these scientists mainly, to actually think in a business way, from a university level. So I think that's such a fantastic initiative, and fantastic that you're involved in making that mark on the future generations. So congratulations with that. But Kasia, I can see that just from the passion and the way you speak that you are so excited about working with startups. What specifically does excite you? And as well, are there any specific startup industries, sectors that you're most interested in?
So I really love working with startups, I am a really curious person. I am really curious about the people that make decision that they want to start their own business. For me, it's super interesting to understand better why they made some decision, how they made this decision, and to wait how this decision will be, how effects will have these decisions. So for me, it's super interesting to look on this, and also to observe these people, to observe how they grow, how they change, and help them to change, to build this better solution. So my focus is mostly about not about the sector, but I am mostly focusing about early stage startups, because I think that I have a lot of experience and I can share my knowledge with them. And I see a lot of startups that start and I see how they fail or how they succeed. So I can give them this knowledge, and I have also great connection on the startup ecosystem. So I can also give them some intros to people that will help them when I can.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah. And Kasia, do you ever plan to found your own startup? Or are you happy, with having these different perspectives and giving that fantastic support? Or would you like to take the plunge and become a founder yourself?
Yeah, this is a great question, because I think that one day I will start my startup. But so I discussed with my best friend about this for last 5 years, 6 years. So yeah, we're still in this that when we have some. When we meet, we think that okay, maybe this is a good moment to start. We sometimes meet because we have some idea, but then we realize that okay, this is not a good time to do this. Not good time for us to do that. So I think I hope that we will do something in the future, but. So, I meet so many startups that fail that when I think about any solution, at the beginning I see any knows why I shouldn't do this, why are the dangers, and this is something that I have to work on to not only think that okay doesn't work because this and this, and start to think and look for something bigger to make something that will have a bigger impact, because this is important for me, because I still looking for some idea that will have great impact for society. Yeah, because this is something that's important for me.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, so I understand that for you, the ultimate passion comes from really actually making a positive change on the world with whatever it would be. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, I've been impressed by so many different solutions over the years. However, it's more exciting if you also know that something, is making something cheaper or quicker, but actually if it's bringing some good to the world as well. So I'm with you on that one. Kasia, you have such a good insight into the Polish ecosystem, and how have you seen it evolve over the last years? What do you think has changed since you got involved?
Yeah, I think that a lot of change, but we still have the same problem than 10 years ago, and I'm surprised that we still have the same problems. But what changed? So when I think about the changes, I think that the whole ecosystem growth, and we are much more mature than 10 years ago. For example, when I meet Kuba from Dilavo, this is a startup. This is like spin-off for Software House in 2015. So they sell their product, and we discuss about this how he sell and how he communicate with a corporation. And he told me that when he is going to a client, he doesn't tell them that he is a startup, because if he will tell them that he is a startup, they will close the doors because they are too afraid to work with startups. And right now, you can go on the conference and you can hear from the stage corporation that tell you that they are startups. So the whole culture changed. So startup right now, it's not a word that everybody's afraid. Everybody, even the corporation, want to be a startup. And I think that this is the biggest change. I think that this is something like we are in the trend. We are in the trend of building startup, of collaboration with startup, and this is a good idea. But we need to use this moment to go deeply and to build better example how this collaboration could look like.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about corporates, how important do you think it is for startups and corporates to cooperate with each other?
Yeah, I think that this is something crucial. For me, it's crucial for startups to build collaboration with corporation. For corporation need to work with startups to be more present, to be better to build better products for their customers. But this is obvious. But as I see, I think that this collaboration between startups and corporation is not so mature as it could be, because right now you can see that mostly corporations are looking for some solution that will help them in the processes, or they help in with contact with their clients. But when I work at bank, we didn't look for fintech solution, because the fintech sector, we know exactly what to do in the fintech sector, but how to build like our main core business. But we are looking for some solution that will help us to make our HR or marketing better. And I think that this is the first stage of the development. And after that, if corporation will start using startups as a usual company, then we will be able to also start using startups in main areas, for example, for banks in fintech sector.
Yeah. But do you think also there has to be a sort of mental switch in a lot of these corporates? So you said that, you know, that there's still quite initial stages. Is it also, of course, the trying and testing with the HR or marketing or whatever before you get to the stage of fintechs, but is it also, a sort of mental acceptance of, okay, this company might be very small and inexperienced, but actually, almost, I suppose, we're willing to risk it, right?
I think that it's also about developing Polish startup ecosystem. I think that startups also have to understand that, okay, there are super small teams, they are super effective, but they also have a good procedure inside the company to be a partner for corporation. So I think that they also have to make their own homework to be a partner for corporation. But I hope that it will be something. It will going in the good direction.
Yeah, I sometimes get the impression when I talk to some particularly early stage startups that, of course, they realize that it's going to help their business to work with the corporates, but at the same time, they feel they have no negotiating power, or, they have to accept whatever conditions of cooperation.
No, that's true. When I work at a bank, I see sometimes I get some offers from startups, and I was like, I couldn't tell them because I was on the bank side, but they give us like, I don't know, half of the price of the value of the services, and I was in shock why they are doing this, because we get some they will not win with low price. It's not a good way. So I was always in shock when I get so low prices from these startups compared to normal corporation, because sometimes we get offers from traditional firms and from startups, and the difference was very big. And this is something that startups should work in.
And were you more likely to pick the startup due to the low price or not? Not at all, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, because like price is one of the issue that we calculate, but it's not like 100%. It's a price. So if they will give like 20% higher amount of money, and they will still be in good position, in a good negotiating position, because we look not only for this but also for experience, about the quality of the solution. So you have when we as a company ask you to prepare for us an offer, we tell you what kind of issue we will check at the end to make the final decision. So price is only one of them. So so for me, my advice for startup is to hire their price list for 20%, and they will still be on a list of corporation, because still, if corporate will be interesting to pay for your solution, they will still have to negotiate this price. So you will have to lower a bit this price. So this is normal.
So don't start too low. So I hope that all of the startups listening to us will keep this in mind. Put your prices up by 20% at least. So great advice. Kasia, what do you think on a wide level the Polish ecosystem really needs to do to provide more support for startups and for founders? And what are the ingredients we still need, is still missing in Poland to make this ecosystem more successful?
Okay, so we still need more unicorns, but this is obvious. So we still need more examples of this, how to build successful big tech companies, and this is it. I think that we are not so. I don't know why, but I'm still meeting founders that think that they will build a solution because they want. And I'm always in shock that, okay, so you want to build this solution because you like this idea and you think that this is important for the society, but they don't any research about it. They don't know who is how the competitors are. So I'm always in shock in this kind of moment. So I think that we still need to teach Polish people how to create a big idea, how to validate it, and how to think globally. We still have not too many global startups, and we still don't know how to build these global businesses, and don't think only about the Polish market, but think about building something bigger.
That's very true. I've met a number of companies who've done very well in Poland. But the moment they try to go to different markets, things maybe don't go so well because the products have been so tailored for the Polish market and doesn't necessarily translate well. So indeed, I agree with you. And Kasia, what are your plans? So you've said that you and your best friend are playing with the idea of someday starting a startup. But what's for today, for the next year, for the next 2 years? What are your aspirations?
I joined Polish Development Fund, and I think that this is a great place for me because I can use my whole knowledge, my whole experience, and my connections to build something for the Poland. And it could sound silly, but I really believe it, and I hope that I will be able to build some programs that will push Polish startup ecosystem. Okay,
wonderful. Well, I will definitely invite you back, Kasia, for you to tell us all about the programs that you're creating and how they actually develop and what comes out of them. So it's really impressive. I can see you have your hands very full and are bringing so much to the Polish ecosystem. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your insights with us, with our guests. And thank you for coming here today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And if you have any startups, if you start your journey, you can always reach me via LinkedIn or one of the events, startup events, and we can discuss, and I will be more than happy to help you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kasia.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers. And see you next time for Startup with Poland.